React Native developers. Wait, no. JavaScript developers. This paradigm to build complex animation scenes, originally introduced by Motion Canva, has been my daily driver in the past few weeks. And I'm really finding this approach to be quite joyful. With Remotion, I use it to quickly build complex scenes, and this new paradigm has been a 10 to 100x productivity boost. With Reanimated, I used it mainly where you would usually need a custom animation, such as making a scene posable or creating some special effects like bouncing or staggering. I hope you are well. William here, recording from beautiful Zurich, Switzerland. This new paradigm, which was originally introduced by Motion Canva, has been solving a lot of my issues with building complex animation scenes. And I've prepared 3 examples for you using Reanimated. So let's just jump into VS Code. We are into VS Code here, and I am running a non-released version of Reanimated. I love saying that. It makes me sound so exclusive, a non-released version of Reanimated. But this is the Reanimated you know and love, with a tiny little patch which has been applied to it so we can run generators using worklets. And this patch has already been merged into main. And of course, you can use it with patch package very easily. And I am running an example that you have seen countless times. And we have a loop animation. So we have a progress, shared value, and we have a timing animation. We run with repeat, infinity, and here we say that it should be a boomerang animation. And of course, because these higher order animations are like this kind of magical thing, which actually TypeScript doesn't really know about, because here it's typed as number. But when we unmount the component, we need to cancel the animation, of course. So we're going to write this differently using iterators. And I'm going to keep, for now, I'm going to keep the progress shared value. So instead of using this, and I'm going to just comment it, so maybe we can look at how, almost compare kind of. So I'm going to use the use animation hook. And by the time this video is published, I will have released it probably under the Redash package. And we're going to pass as a parameter a generator. Okay, here, so we have a loop. So we do a while loop. I mean, here the auto-completion is completely wrong. But yeah, indeed, we have an infinite loop. And we are going to apply a timing function to the progress value. And so by default, it will go to 1. And let's say duration is, 4 seconds. That's good. And then what we want to do, once this animation is done, we want to go back the other way. Actually, and so we go back to 1. And here you see I'm getting an error because I forgot to add the worklet. Okay, so this is working, but it always goes to 1, so I can change it to go to 0. So this seems to be working, and I like to write it like this, but probably one way we can write it to have only one timing animation, right? So we say let 2 equals, so first 1, and then I guess it goes to, we invert it here. I guess this works also. Does it? Let's check. Yes, so that seems to work. And if you want to be fancy, because probably, we're going to build, this is going to enable us to build complex scenes and have like tons of animation states. So one thing we can do is to move this generator, and we're going to create an animation. So I'm going to call make animation. Again, it's taken from Motion Canva. And here we can create a state, and I'm going to create a progress value called, progress default value 0. And I'm going to receive this one as a parameter here. And then I can do use animation. and I'm gonna get progress. So we will take care to create all the necessary shared values for you. And so let's say maybe one thing which is nice to do with such animations. So I'm gonna delete this. But I mean, this looks like pretty crisp. I like it. You need to not forget, of course, to use the yield keyword. But I think yeah, it feels good. So maybe one thing we want to do is to add the pause state. So let's see. Actually, I'm gonna create it here. So use shared value false. I can pass it as a property here. Maybe I'm gonna wrap this into a gesture detector. Let's write a gesture quickly. Gesture. We're gonna do a tap. On, and we are gonna toggle the pause. Should be good. Let's have a look. So it's running. Now if I tap, it stops. And if I tap again, starts again. So here, I mean, in the Start React Native course, we have a with pause, I think, hook, and we have a lesson on this, and we have to build a higher order animation using the reanimated API to do it. But here it's pretty, yeah, pretty easy to do. And now if I go back in the code, you can do things like at the end, we can wait maybe, I don't know, for 1 second. And I mean, you get the idea. It's gonna wait at the end, or wait, let's have a look. So here at the end of the iteration, it's gonna wait 1 second, waits, starts again. And you can do also wait until some event happens. Again, this is taken from Motion Canva. So let's say pause equals false, and oops. So now I have a pause here. And so here I'm expecting the thing to stop. And it's gonna wait for me to tap to resume. Yeah, like this. So I mentioned that these are extremely useful in the context of where you would need a custom animation in Reanimated. So I was thinking about the kind of custom animations we have used in the past. So the pause, the with pause animation was one. Another one was the with bouncing. So here we need a custom animations for the DVD logo to bounce. And so I have an example here. I have the little logo. And yeah, we want this logo to bounce. And the way we would do it before is to build a custom animation. But here we're going to build something, I think, very crisp using this iterator-based model. So I'm going to, yeah, we're going to create an animation. And I think in terms of state, we need X value, Y value, and a color, which is white, one of the colors. I mean, I'm going to take the first colors from the array as a default value. And so we get these as parameters. And I can already use it here. So I'm going to do use animation. Yes. And color we can pass directly here. And we can create a derived value for XY. So we can create transform equals use derived value translate x, and yeah, translate y. Okay, so we can pass it here. So let's build our animation. So here I have some velocity. I also have the bounds. So the bounds are 0, 0, and width minus the logo width, and at the bottom, height minus logo height. And we're going to write a while true because it's always moving. And I think what we can do quickly is to say x.value. We're going to add velocity times I think that's it, right? Oh, times the times, of course, which has elapsed. And the times which has elapsed, we can get it through, I can call it delta maybe, through a function called time since previous frame. Is that? Looks like it. So we're going to multiply velocity by delta. So here we always receive, for each function, the time since previous frame. Potentially, we can't pass more information. So far, it has been enough to just give the time since the previous frame. And by the way, this is like robust to frame drops. So it's not like gonna shock and try to build, if you drop frames, you drop frames like a regular animations. But let's have a look. And I forgot the worklet. And here, this is in milliseconds, and the velocity is in seconds. So I'm going to divide this by 1000. And yeah, we can have a look. Okay, so it's moving. Now we need to do the bouncing. So we're going to create a direction. So x, so 1 is left and bottom, and -1 is right bottom, and -1 will be left and top. And so we're going to create a bounce function. It's going to be a worklet function also. So we're going to get the value, which is a shared value. So either x or y. We're going to need the bounds for sure. So it's going to be like just an array of 2 numbers. I guess I can write it like this. And we need the current direction, which is going to be a number. And we're going to need to pass also the color, so we can change the color. So yes, it's a worklet. If we are, so let's see if the completion was correct. We do need to apply the movements. So first, we move. So we need to pass the delta also as value. So we do the movements. If we are outside the bounds, we change the direction, and probably we would need also to clamp. Yeah, so we need to clamp. So I'm going to do, we're going to clamp the value to the bounds. So bounds 1, bounds 2. So we never go outside. And if we are into one of the bounds, We know that we need to change direction. We know that we need to change color. And this looks okay, but not quite, because we should exclude the current color. But other than that, should be okay. And we return the direction, so we can pass it again. So we do direction.x equals bounds. Yes, this looks 0, right bounds. And same for y. This looks okay. This looks okay. Let's have a look. Okay, so this is not working very well. We forgot here to multiply by direction. So we need, yes. This looks better, I think. So it bounces nicely. The color doesn't change. That's interesting. But anyways, the way we so the way we select the color is buggy, because we need to filter if the color is different from the current color. And we select randomly, and we know the size is this size -1. So this should be better. But here we've built a custom animation, and this feels very crisp. I mean, it's a fairly clean way to write the animation. And yeah. And the last example I want to show you is a stagger animation. So again, I went back to the list of where we need custom animations, and I was like, okay, there is with pause, with bouncing, which we just had a look at, and then there were also with stagger. So I was thinking, okay, let's build a stagger example. So we're going to create a new animation, make animation. We pass a generator, and can this be anonymous? Probably, right? Yes. I think we'll see. And so first, maybe we need like a transition state that goes from 0 to 1. We need a toggle. Is it open or not? So like a Boolean. And yeah, we can get these as, let's see. So we get these values here: open, transition, use animation. And so here, when we press, I want to toggle the value. That's correct. And here I'm going to do, so I'm going to do a while. It's always a while, true, but yeah, so we're going to do something like this. So we have, first we go from 0 to 1, and we're going to switch, so we are going to start at 1, the direction where we are going. So if we're at 1, we're going to wait until open. So here, wait until as an invert parameter. So to see, does this need to be true or does this need to be false? So if 2 is equal 1, we're going to pass false. And if yes, we invert. So we're going to pass true here. So we're going to wait until, and I need to not forget the yield keyword here, until the event has been triggered. And if it's triggered, yeah, we're going to just do a simple transition, right? I think I can even use the default. And transition, I don't know why it's complaining here. Ah, it's already declared. Where is it already declared? Yeah, no, we don't need this. So let's use it. Can I use it? I think. Where can I use this one? So I have the item component, but I can use it here in this style. So in the scale, I'm going to use scale, so transition.value. So here, if I press, it scales. And now if I press back, nothing happens. So when we finish the animation, 2 becomes, if it's 1, it becomes 0. And if it's 0, it becomes 1. And of course, here I forgot to pass also 2 as a parameter of the animation. So by default, it would always go to 1. But so now if I press, and it nicely toggles. So again, a bit an unusual way to write things, but I think kind of nice. And now we're going to do the stagger animation, which again, if without this, we would require some sort of like custom animation. So I'm going to do 1 value per item. So do item 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5. And here we're going to do a stagger. So maybe let's put some duration which we can change later. Maybe, I don't know, 300 milliseconds or 6. I don't know. We'll see. So we're going to stagger by half of this. And now we can pass as parameter all so this one as first, so the one which opens, and then one for item 1, one for item 2, and so on. Is it able to... So actually here I can remove the yield keyword. I think you can leave it, remove it. It actually here doesn't matter. So I want to do something like this, yes. But I want to remove... We have the parallel function, of course, but here we do a stagger. And yeah, I can even pass duration here as well. We get all these values back here. Oops. Sometimes I wait for the completion, but doesn't come. So we're getting these values, which we can pass here as properties. So let's have a look. So here I open and it staggers nicely. I mean, this was very slow, but maybe if I put 400, this is very, very slow, but you get the idea. This is a bit better. And the icon doesn't, I forgot probably to add the transition also to the icon. Here, I can probably pass transition. Yeah, so now the icon rotates and we have a nice stagger. Guys, let me know what you think about these examples. Using Remotion, this has solved tons of issues for me. I had built some sorts of abstractions to build complex timeline-based scene animations. And it was helping, but it was still very much very labor-intensive and very clunky as well. And this has been solving tons of issues for me in the past few weeks. And in the case of Reanimated, where we have more simple animations, so it's not these complex scenes that timeline-based that needs to be described, but I went back to where we needed to usually build custom animations and see how we would write them using iterators, which are the three examples I just showed you. And I think the results are pretty compelling, but you guys tell me what you think. In the case of free motion, also let me know if you found some other abstractions or what are people using in the wild. I'm very curious. And I am looking forward to talk to you soon. And until next time, happy hacking.